Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be making something that's really good. We're using the freeze-dried Wholesalers pulled chicken and the freeze-dried Wholesalers grains and wild mushrooms. We're going to be making some blackened chicken with grains and wild mushrooms. So let's check it out. Alright everybody, welcome back. So today I had an idea to put something together and show you just how simple using this food is. I mention it all the time on the channel, but I haven't cooked something in a little while and I wanted to show you how simple it is just to throw stuff together. Now, we're going to be using primarily all freeze-dried Wholesaler stuff. However, I do have some spices and I do store spices in my preps. It's very important, especially if you use this kind of food where it's just plain food, to store spices so that you're not eating plain, kind of boring, bland stuff. Also, spices can make something that's not too appetizing taste pretty darn good, as we noticed by having hot sauce in every single MRE. So, anyway, I'm going to get it together. I'm going to show you how to prepare both these items. They're very simple. This chicken is fully cooked already. This is about 80% cooked and then freeze-dried. So it does need to be boiled and kind of just let to sit for a little while. You're going to boil the water, throw it in, cover it, and let it sit for about 10-15 minutes till it gets full and plump and ready to eat. So let's get it all set up. I'm going to get the stove set up here and my pans, and let's make us some lunch. Alright, so we're going to get this started. I'm going to get some water in here. I'm going to do about 2 cups of water. Again, it's not overly important. What I want to do is boil the water first, and then put this in here and cover it. Let's see where we're at here. That's good. So I want to boil this water first, and then this is how you redo this. You remove the oxygen absorber, and it's pre-cooked 90% of the way. Prior to freeze-drying, cover desired amount of grains with veggies with boiling water. Seal if you can and let it stand until rehydrated. So that's what we're going to do with this. We're just going to cover it. We're not going to seal it. I'm just going to stick some tin foil over it. But first we got to get this water boiling. I want to show you quickly. I don't know if I showed you in the previous opening video here. That's what we're using. A little minced garlic, a little minced onion, and some Zatarain's blackened seasoning. That's going to be for the chicken. And that stuff is really good. And of course, I will be using my salt and pepper mix. So, let me get this water boiling, and we'll bring you back when it's boiling. We'll show you how I do this. Alright, so we've got boiling water. I'm going to turn this down. This is a remote canister stove, and I will put a link for it down below. That has an incredibly long hose. I'm turning it down all the way over here. I kind of like that. It's kind of handy. I'm going to put this stuff in here. Okay. That's about what we're going to hydrate. That might be too much water, might be too little. Doesn't really matter at this point, because all I really want to do is hydrate this stuff. So, we're just going to put it in there. And I have some tin foil here to cover this up. We'll move this off camera and I'll show you how I'm going to prepare the chicken. The chicken is already pre-cooked, so it's very simple to do. Really easy, not difficult at all. So we're going to cover this up here as best as I can kind of seal it up, okay? And let that sit there. Let me quickly kind of push that out of the way and show you the water here that I'm going to be putting the chicken in. Now this stuff is already pre-cooked, freeze-dried, cold chicken, so you don't have to worry about cooking it at all. You're just going to throw it in here, and it will hydrate fairly rapidly. One of the nice parts of a lot of the pre-cooked meats is they do hydrate very quickly. Some of the non-cooked meats, like the freeze-dried chicken breast, take a few minutes longer to hydrate. So we've got that nice and packed there with about a cup of water in there. We're going to let that sit. We're going to let that sit, and bring you back when it's time to do the chicken. Alright, so I'm going to move this off. It is pretty close to being done. You can still see the steam coming out every little bit. It is pretty close to being fully hydrated. The only thing in there that isn't fully hydrated are the little grains. They're almost there. I don't know if you can see them in the bag, but they're very close. I don't know if they're rice or what they are, but they're good. So, they're almost ready. What we're going to do now is the chicken, and I'm just going to stick this pan on here. I left a little bit of water in the chicken. It is fully hydrated. But as you can tell, it's soft. You know, it comes out feeling like styrofoam and then ends up being nice and soft. I am going to put it in here with a little bit of olive oil, just for seasoning. And I use these little portable ones. For those of you out in the field, camping, whatever, these little portable olive oils. And I also have ones that, some ghee ones that are basically clarified butter. We're going to cut that open and just pour a little in there. Not too much. Really what I'm doing is so it doesn't stick in the pan. And we're going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it all the way up to turn it on, and then take it down, because this is already cooked. I don't want to sear it or burn the heck out of it, and olive oil smells horrible when it's burned. So, Let's dump our chicken in. Okay. Scoop the rest of that out of there. I'm going to put my minced garlic and onions in there just a little bit. I like my garlic though, I admit it. I love my garlic. Now the onions, and I forgot to open this before the video. Where's your prep work? Just a little bit in there. Try to mix it around. There, that's good. And lastly, well, a little salt and pepper too. Got my little salt and pepper. These are a handy way to carry your stuff in the field. You put your seasonings in these little dispensers. There we go. We'll mix all this up so it doesn't matter where it lands right now. And I'm going to put the blackened spice in here a little bit for taste. I want the water to kind of boil off and the little bit of a sauce, if you could call it that, to thicken up a little bit. And then we're going to put a little bit more of the blackened seasoning in there. So let's give it a few minutes to kind of finish with the water and it kind of evaporate off there and the sauce to kind of condense a little bit. Then we'll put a little more blackened seasoning in there because I want to sear it a little bit with the blackened seasoning on it. Then we can plate it up and you'll see what it looks like. Alright, so I put a little more in there. Basically I want to coat one side. This particular stuff, this Zatarain stuff, again, spices last for a very long time, and if you're interested, Freeze-Dried Wholesalers has a whole spice pack. I did show that recently in a video if you want to scroll back into my videos and see it a couple weeks ago. And I put more in here. Now that the water and the olive oil and everything is kind of reduced, for those of you that actually cook, that sounds kind of funny, right? Olive oil and water reduction. Anyway, now that that's kind of reduced and gone away, I just have my chicken here. And I kind of want to sear the chicken a little bit. Not too much, but I want to get kind of like a little bit of a burned blackened taste. And there's a piece of fat I don't want. Take that out. So, let's let that go for a bit. And I'll bring you back when it's ready to plate the whole dish up. This stuff is pretty much ready. I'm going to have to strain it a little bit. But we'll try that out. And I'll bring you back when it's all done. Alright, we're at the best part here between these two things. We're going to plate it up. I want you to take a look at that grains and wild mushrooms. I see onions in there, some green peppers, a lot of big mushrooms. What looks like quinoa or rice. So we'll get a little bit of that on there. And as you can tell, it hydrated pretty well. I did have to strain a little bit of water off, but mostly with the lid of the pan. Just kind of tipping it over and getting that tiny little bit of excess water off there. Wasn't too difficult to do. And this is just to show you that if you store freeze-dried food, you can make some really good stuff very, very easily. This was not a difficult dish. Very, very easily with your food storage. You know, you don't have to be eating Mountain House boring, bland stuff. Put that chicken on there. And the first piece of chicken that I had out of my little thing here, I ended up getting a piece that was covered in that hot sauce. And while it is not super hot, when you get a ton of it in your mouth, it is. So again, you can regulate stuff to your taste. And again, I tell people to eat what they store what they eat. You know, make sure you're doing what you normally eat. So if you don't like hot stuff, by all means, don't pay attention to this video. You know, go out, get yourself stuff that you like. Get spices that you like. One of the nice parts about being able to do this is spices last a long time. I always tell people, usually in most supermarkets, over by the Hispanic food section, or usually maybe in the produce section, there's usually a wall of different spices. And they're in little baggies, way cheaper. Way cheaper than buying them in little containers like that. I just bought those because they were there and easy to grab when I was in there that day. But very, very easy to use and very, very simple to store. Really, that's what the little Mylar bags are for. You just get a bunch of them, stick them in Mylar bags. All right, let's try this out. For those of you that don't know, this is that Kevlar spork. That comes with a little cutting knife if you have to cut food. Kind of a neat little tool. Let's give it a try and see how we like it. Okay? Wow. That is, let me chew. That is the perfect combination. You got the spicy chicken, and you've got the grains to kind of relax it and mellow it out a little bit. And that goes to show you that you can cook really good food and really healthy food, obviously. When you have this kind of food storage, you don't have to do boring stuff. I see so many people, you know, during the last pandemic and shutdown when people were starting to cook for themselves. Saw so many people that had never cooked a thing. And they tried to make meatloaf and they couldn't because they didn't know what went in it, you know? So, by practicing now with your food storage, you can become pretty proficient. Now, I have a lot of food service experience. And I can look at 2 packages of food and go, oh yeah, let's do that and that. Originally, I was thinking about doing a sesame chicken or a teriyaki chicken, but I realized we kind of did something like that before. So I want to totally do something different with the Cajun. So the blackened Cajun chicken with the grains and wild mushrooms, definitely a winner. That was really, really good. It's going to be an awesome lunch, and I even have a little left over there. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget, my link on freeze-dried wholesalers will save you 15%. If you click my link and you go to the site, whatever you order is going to save you 50. It's going to be 15% off. I know he had to raise his prices recently. Pretty much everybody is. It's just the cost of doing business now in this state we're in here. So I know he had to raise prices, and using my link is kind of a little bit of an inflation buster. You can sneak it in there and save a little bit of money. Don't forget to check out our Amazon affiliate store down below, our My Patriot Supply link, which is preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. We have lots of specials on there specifically for my subscribers. And my Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Want you guys to get set up and get prepared. I think we got some really bad food issues coming our way. I think our supply chains, along with grain shortages, fertilizer shortages, this summer's going to be interesting. I don't like to make predictions because most of the time when you see predictions on the internet, they're always wrong in long term. But I think this time around, we're going to see some issues. So anyway, make sure you get yourself some food and get ready and get prepared. Okay, folks, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the preparedness stuff I work on and the projects I show you and the products I review. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up for the algorithm. It really helps us out. Stay safe, folks, and stay prepared.